The Shelby GT500, a pioneer in the muscle car segment and an absolute monster. I think the 500 is one of my favorite muscle cars, especially the 1967, the Eleanor. That's an amazing car. But I think we really have to kind of go over what this thing is. And in today's video, I want to go over the top 5 things that I love about the 2012 Shelby GT500. Let's go ahead and hop in this video. So number 1 on this list, it's got to be the looks of this car. I mean, this is basically a modern day 1967 GT500. And I mean, look at it. It's so aggressive in the front. I mean, you see this thing coming behind you, you had better get out of its way because it will wreck you. But of course, we do have this beautiful color scheme. We have the white with the red stripes. My personal favorite is the white with the blue. It's the classic Shelby look, but this one also works. I love the fact that you have this little snake on the side. It shows you what it is, kind of monsters hiding underneath that hood. This one does have some aftermarket louvers, which add on to that old school throwback. I love this factory rear spoiler. I think it's awesome. It really adds to the character. And of course, the rear end, we get that beautiful rear, you know, with the rear taillights matching the old Mustangs. And of course, we do get those the dual tips that are there to make this thing sing. And boy, does it sing. But let's go ahead and move on to number 2. So for the second thing on this list, it's actually the seats. So while the interior, in the review I mentioned it's not the best, I love these seats. I actually prefer these over the new S550 generation ones because I think these actually are more comfortable. The other ones are really harsh. These are nice because they give you a lot of room to move, but they're also hug you in well when you're in corners. So I am a big fan. They are Recaro seats, as you guys can see on the side. It says Recaro. They are Recaro seats, and I love the pattern matching where, you know, it basically almost looks like the stripes go into the interior, even with the rear. So you have the red to match the red stripes. I think it's awesome. But let's go ahead and move on to the third thing on this list. It's got to be this beautiful motor. This is a 5.4 liter supercharged V8. Of course, you guys can see the massive supercharger. And this one is actually built by SVT. So in 2013, Shelby started building them, and it became a 5.8 liter supercharged V8. At that point, making 650 horsepower. But nothing against this motor. This thing's an absolute beast. I mean, this thing has been around for a long time, and it's reliable. It makes good power, and the tunability of this motor is out of this world. I mean, all you have to do is just Google 5.4 liter Mustang Shelby tuning, and you'll see superchargers, pulleys, exhaust, fuel injectors, you name it, you could do it on this motor, and it's relatively easy to work on. I mean, look at all the access you have, super easy, and it's made to be modified. I mean, that's just how it is. But I love this motor. Of course, the Shelby one is faster. It makes more power, but with just a minor amount of mods and a tune, you could probably get up to the same power, maybe even more. But let's move on to the fourth thing on this list. So for the fourth thing on this list is, you guys have to hear it. I mean, it's the exhaust. It sounds amazing. It is an absolute symphony of a muscle car. I mean, it sounds monstrous. It has pops. It's just, oh, you can't get enough of this thing. It's a beast. And of course, it just sounds like an angry muscle car, and that's perfect because that's what it's supposed to be. That's what this car is. And those dual tips right there, let me stop talking. Let me just let you guys hear it because you need to hear this monster. Told you guys, it's a beast. This car's an absolute beast. But yeah, let's move on to the final thing on this list. It's gotta be the Lineage, and you guys are gonna be like, oh my god, it's not actually something physical. Well, it is, because it's the actual car itself and what it means. So this is, as I said, this generation, 2014 was the last year, is the last truly muscle car Mustang, in my opinion, because it does everything perfectly like a muscle car, or it throws back to the 67 so well. I mean, the looks, the power, the exhaust note, of course the drivability, it's just what it is and what it represents, guys. I mean, muscle cars were meant to have a lot of power, not a lot of traction, and pretty much death traps if you didn't know what you were doing. And this thing is so good at it. I mean, it's exactly what Ford intended it to be, and it does, being a muscle car so perfectly. It's the perfect muscle car, honestly. I mean, it's the only thing is missing is it should weigh a lot more and be a little bit more bulgy, but of course the Challenger's got that covered, so you know, don't worry about that. But yeah, let me know down below, what do you guys think about the Shelby GT500? Are you guys fans of this thing, or Do you prefer the new ones? I mean, like I've said before in other videos, the Shelby GT350 is my favorite Mustang by far, and the videos we did on it shows that. But this thing is not to be looked over. This is an absolute monster, and people that hate on the 5.4 versus the 5.8 that's in the 13 and 14 don't really know what they're talking about, because this motor is awesome and it's so easily modifiable. But let me know down below what you guys think. I look forward to reading the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.